All right, guys. This is the Professor Malik, along with a few buddies of mine here. Leon, the Scorpion Death Drop, and Dark Horse TV. And we're going to talk about Ronda Rousey tonight. 18 of her most shocking moments, or pics of that matter, which I'm going to now screen share for everybody to see. And we're going to start. And we're going to start right here. As you guys know, Ronda Rousey, first professional UFC loss was almost a year ago to Holly Holm. Fans were torn, of course, on what to think. Those who loved Ronda were absolutely floored by the defeat, while those who despised Ronda paraded the streets and set cars on fire. That's a slight exaggeration, but seriously, those who disliked Ronda Rousey were pretty unhappy and showed their enthusiasm via Twitter, Instagram. Of course, finally, after more than a year of a long hiatus, Rousey is officially ready to return and compete for the UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship, or so we thought, which takes place in UFC 207 in December. But also, I just discovered on a TMZ video from Dana White, this fight and maybe another fight, maybe one of her last fights, as she wants to retire and pursue a full-time career of acting. But there are some pictures that have surfaced that have caught Ronda Rousey in a not-so-negative light. And we're going to start right here with number 18, Getting Intimate. As right here, you can see, and I'll try moving this. This is her boyfriend. That's sorry, guys. This site is kind of okay. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Sorry. This may surprise several of you, but Ronda Rousey does have feelings and emotions, just like all of us, despite the fact she can break in half. Of course, you see this picture, her and her boyfriend, Travis Brown. The two have several pictures with one another hanging out and getting intimate in front of the cameras. The ironic part about this relationship is it happened after Rousey's relationship with Brendan Schaub. If you guys know who that is, Brown had actually knocked out Schaub in a previous UFC encounter, which makes the entire situation pretty humorous. Brown was actually in a relationship around the time of this picture, and his former partner had speculated he'd been cheating on her. That's kind of ironic, guys, that she's dating a guy who knocked out her ex-boyfriend. I guess basically if you get knocked out, you're not good enough to date Ronda Rousey. As, of course, at the time, she was undefeated. What do you guys think?
I think that's pretty normal, you know. I mean, I don't know if she's in love with the guy, good for her. You know what I'm saying? But I just think after that loss last year, the way she was talking, oh, I'm gonna commit suicide and then look at my boyfriend, and all of a sudden I want to live and have his babies. And so just shut up, you know, just shut the fuck up. I mean,
Yeah.
But as far as that picture goes, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Of course, yeah, that's the first.
She looks happy. She looks happy, and if that's what it is, if she's happy, then maybe that's what she should do is just retire after she gets her ass kicked in December. Just retire, go have babies with this guy, and do your acting. And you know what I'm saying? Get the fuck off my TV screen.
Yeah, Leon, your thoughts?
Basically the same. She's been talking out of her fucking ass ever since she's been claiming she wants to commit suicide. This, and that, and the other fucking thing. Just shut the fuck up, you stupid fucking bitch. And while you're at it, take care of your fucking younger sister who just got rejected by Justin Bieber as of recently, you dumb fucking cunt.
Wow, well said. Now, in the second picture here, you guys remember this, the weigh-in between her and Holly Holm. Notice the chubby leg a little bit. This picture just sums up how over the edge Ronda was at this point. With each win, it seemed like Rousey was getting more and more arrogant. And that was obviously. This photo shows Rousey all dressed up in her Hollywood look. Former champion just flat out lost herself in the lifestyle and seemed unrecognizable during the process conference before her fight with Holly Holm. After all, during this period, she was pretty much on top of the entertainment world. She had a spot in Maximum's Hot 100 appearances on countless talk shows, movie roles in films like Entourage, Fury 7, and Expendables 3. She co-hosted SportsCenter and had countless ads from a variety of companies, including Reebok. Well, I remember this weigh-in also the night before when she was on the talk show. Somebody showed a picture of her, and she says, "Yeah, she's a nice girl, but she's a nice girl that's gonna lose." So, guys, I guess arrogance can contribute to her downfall as well as not touching gloves. What do y'all, Dark Horse? What do you think?
No doubt. I mean, she got very, very cocky. When you're a fighter, that should be your main focus. If you have a fight coming up, that should be your main focus. And she was doing movies, training, fighting. You know what I'm saying? Mixing everything together. And she's like, "Oh, I can handle it." Well, apparently not. You know, you got knocked the heck out. Apparently, you couldn't handle it. So, I think that she had too much on her plate. You know, and that was a bit of an arrogance and a mistake on her part. As far as the chubby legs go, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, she definitely bought into her own hype, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned her chubby leg because cause I remember at one time when we saw her fight, you can tell she was kind of she got bigger a little bit, like she was out of shape, But anyway, okay, number 16, arrogance at the weigh-in. Of course, this is where I think it got physical. Ronda Rousey's demise started before her match with Holly Holm at the weigh-in prior to the fight. Holm entered the stage gracefully and stepped onto the scale without anyone even noticing she was there. Gracious is the word to describe her appearance. Ronda, on the other hand, wasn't so low-key. After stepping on the scale, Rousey charged Holm and put her fists in the air, showing the quiet and humble Holm as Ronda tried going full pin WWE on her. Holm kept her composure throughout the experience, even at the weigh-in interview. Holm joked around saying they were having a drink and actually said she respected Ronda. I doubt that. Rousey wasn't so nice, claiming Holm put the fists to her face despite the fact she charged the woman like a madman. Ronda ended her promo calling Holm fake, saying it was all act, and told the world she would show us why she was champion. Of course, we all know now that's not the case. Holly Holm was for real, and there's a reason why they called her the preacher's daughter. Leon, tell me what you think.
I think one of the main problems of why Ronda lost because of her overconfidence. If you're a little confidence is okay, but if you have overconfidence, that's going to cost you in the downfall. But unfortunately, Ronda learned that the hard way, and that pretty much sums up what Dark Horse was saying earlier.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Dark Horse, your thoughts on this picture when they got physical?
Well, for her to get mad, because she put her fist in my face, you're going to be fighting the next night. I mean, she's going to be doing more than obviously, she was putting her damn foot in your face and knocking you the fuck out. So I don't understand why you get mad because she put her fist in your face. It's a fight. It's just the way it ends. If you saw the picture earlier, Ronda Rousey had her fist up right at, pointing it at Holly's face, and that was fine. But that was just a case of she may have, Holly Holm was obviously in her head. For Ronda Rousey to get that upset over, a little bitty thing like that shows how mentally weak she is. And clearly that was the case after she lost. She hadn't fought in a year. You got to be pretty mentally weak, and you're not really a champion if it takes you a year to come back. And you don't even, she didn't have an injury or anything. She just got so mentally defeated because she bought all the hype that Dana White was marketing around her, and she believed everything they were saying. Oh, she could beat Floyd Mayweather in a fight. I just don't think so. You know what I mean? I just don't think so. And she bought into all of that. And when the reality came crashing down, it was like the end of her world, really.
Yeah, very true. And the thing is, in most of those fights and weigh-ins, both girls do a pose with their fists, up like they're going to defend themselves anyway. I mean, it's part of the tradition and part of the image. I remember one of the documentaries I watched on Ronda Rousey where a fan met her, a little girl met her. She goes, "Okay, let's take a picture with stare down." And she did the stare down glare, and they had their fists up. So, what's the deal? So, I guess, or it could have been, like I said, a gimmick hype, just for the match to get people to buy and watch it. Maybe that's why Ronda acted the way she acted. I don't know. But here we go, number 15, and we all remember this, and I still watch this on YouTube. This is glorious. The collapse. And there's no collapse like a good left foot to the face. If you dislike Ronda Rousey, this picture has probably been your screensaver for the last year. If you love Ronda Rousey, on the other hand, please skip ahead for the next couple of pictures because some of these ain't pretty and are images most fans thought they'd never see. This fight took place almost a year ago on the UFC 193 card. Obviously, they main evented the show that took place in front of a packed house of over 56,000 fans at the beautiful Etihad Stadium in Melbourne, Australia. Those in attendance and watching at home witnessed one of the biggest upsets in UFC history when the underdog Holly Holm, who had a record of 9-0 at the time, stunned the world and handed Rousey her first loss. Second round was Rousey's undoing after she got caught with a brutal neck kick, causing one of the most improbable victories ever. Yeah, and also knocked a tooth through her lip. So, Leon, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, all I gotta say, her overconfidence cost her. What can you fucking do? If you're gonna be acting all arrogant like she was at the meeting, wherever the fuck it's called there, well, yeah, you deserve to get knocked the fuck out. That's all I gotta say about that.
Dark Horse, your thoughts, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, she was going all around the world, talking to all the media, saying, "Oh, I'm going to knock this girl out." Like it is that overconfidence, it is that arrogance that she had. And time to go, come fight time, she fought, and I always said this leading up to the fight, she's fighting a legitimate striker. Everybody's like, oh, Ronda's going to knock her out. And I'm thinking, you got to be crazy. Ronda Rousey never was that great of a striker. She was always like a swing for the fences type of striker. She come out, swing, swing, swing. That's not going to work with a calculated striker like Holly Holm, who's obviously a champion. I believe it was maybe boxing or kickboxing, one or the other.
Yeah.
She was a champion. So you're not going to get away with that with a legitimate striker like Holly Holm. And on top of that, like you can see, she's a little bit pudgy. She's a little bit out of shape. She just had no chance. Her takedowns really didn't do anything. Her ground game didn't play a factor. Basically, Holly had a counter for everything Ronda threw at her. And in the end, smacked her right in the face with her foot, and the rest is history.
Oh, yeah. And as you know, fans, after the foot to the face, it was a few ground and pound shots, and the ref called it was over. So, yeah, once again, all of Rousey's attempted takedowns for submission didn't work because Holly Holm was too strong for that.
Yeah, and I was one of those laughing my butt off when it happened, because as much trash as she's talked about Cyborg and all the other ladies, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm the best, nobody can beat me, yada, yada, yada. And when you duck and dodge somebody like Cyborg, who would have knocked her out a lot sooner, it's what she had coming. You can talk about mistakes that Cyborg made and laugh about it, laugh at her expense. And then when something happens to Ronda, everybody's supposed to feel sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for her. When she said she almost committed suicide, I knew that was just a pity me card, basically.
Yeah,
and I don't feel sorry for her at all.
Yeah, she was playing the sympathy card, with the tears. Oh, and it's funny you mentioned Cyborg. In the TMZ video I saw with Dana White today, they mentioned Cyborg. That's the one fight that fans want to see before she retires, but Dana says Cyborg doesn't want to drop down to 135. That's the weight she's got to make to fight Ronda Rousey. It's all about that.
Well, here's the problem with that now. Yeah. Ronda's not the champion anymore. So there's no excuse for Ronda Rousey to not go up to 140. There's no excuse now. It was always before, I'm the champ, you come down to the champ. You're not the champ anymore. And most likely in December, you're still not going to be the champion. So what's your excuse now? You're not the champ. She doesn't have to come down to you. You could easily go up, as clearly indicated in the fight we just talked about with Holm, where she was pudgy and clearly over 135.
That's true.
She can go up in weight. She's just using it as an excuse. Dana White's using it as an excuse because they both know what's going to happen and what the end result will be.
That's true. Yeah, I think about that. I mean, yeah, Ronda's not the champion. Why should the weight matter? I mean, just go ahead and fight her and get it over with. You know, you claim to be, you want to be the best. Fight one of the best. You know, uh, fight Cyborg. Okay, and of course the aftermath. As you see in this picture, if that previous picture wasn't your screensaver as a Rousey hater, then this one probably was. The photo shows Ronda at her absolute worst, stunned at what just happened. She remained on the floor for several moments in utter and complete shock of what had just transpired. For athletes who are used to dominating at their craft, you can only imagine what was going through the mind of the former champion in the middle of the octagon at this moment. At the very least, though both Holm and Ronda were awarded a cool $50,000 following the high-profile bout, winning the fight of the night bonus. Following the match, Ronda was medically suspended because of the injuries she sustained, but would get the green light shortly after on December 9th. Leon, your thoughts on this? I mean, you lost, but you got a good nice hunk of change in your pocket.
I think she was just playing the epitome card, like Dark Horse said, especially going on television, acting like, oh, I need to feel sorry for me. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. You got paid out of that. You should be fucking grateful you even got paid, even if you fucking lost. And not many companies even do that nowadays. So be fucking grateful instead of being this spoiled little brat thinking she's going to get whatever she wants, when in reality, that's not how the world fucking works. You dumb fucking bitch. Like, goddamn.
There you go. Dark Horse, your thoughts?
They got fight of the night. I mean, that should have been.
Yeah,
That's
what
right.
he said.
Should have been like
Winning the fight
knockout of the night. A fight of the night is supposed to be when there's it's not one-sided. Basically, it should actually be the best fight of the night. I don't remember the other fights from that night, but what I do remember is it was pretty one-sided.
That's for sure. Yeah.
It should have been knockout of the night, if anything.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
I don't think fight of the night. I think that's just Dana White. He's good friends with Ronda Rousey. He's probably trying to compensate and make her feel better about getting destroyed. But
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're both friends.
That picture right there is definitely. She stayed down for a minute. I think though she just got knocked out cold. I think that's what it was. She hit her when she got kicked in the face. Then she proceeded to fall face first on the ground. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she fell to the side because then Holm was on top of her. Right hands, bam, bam, bam. And I think that she was going out when the ref stopped her and called the match off, and she was declared the winner. So yeah, now here we go. The walk of shame, and it was the walk of shame. If Rousey needs any motivation going into her next match, all she needs to do is look at this picture. Most people have experienced a version of the walk of shame in their life. Most experience this in a different form, whether it be coming back home after a night of some serious drinking or yelling at a store employee for running out of your favorite bagels, even though they're right in front of you. These moments happen to everyone and lead to a sad walk where you need to process the embarrassment you just faced. Rousey, she experienced that multiplied by 100. Surely she will be thinking about how low she felt before her next bout against Amanda Nunes for the Women's Bantamweight Championship, December 20th, next month. All right, guys, the walk of shame. Dark Horse, your thoughts?
It was a long time coming for her, I just some of her fights before when she won, it looked like, and even you admitted, I believe, a couple of her fights looked fixed. You know what I mean? Like, just some of the, like when that Betch Corriere or whatever her name was, when she hit
Karina.
her, Karina, when she punched her or hit her, it didn't even look like she really hit her that hard. And then all of a sudden, the girl's on the ground, knocked out, unconscious. But instantly she's back to her feet. I wouldn't be surprised if Dana White hadn't paid a lot of her fighters, paid them to lose to her or whatever. That's just conspiracy, though. Obviously, I can't flat out prove it, but clearly she had gotten in her head, bought into her own hype, like I said earlier. So, like, as somebody that knew all along she was overrated, it's awesome to see her have to do that. She deserves that. All the crap she talked, everything. Everything she did to Misha Tate and everybody else, she deserves to have to deal with that. I'm gonna mute myself.
All right. Well, Leon, your thoughts?
As far as the walk of shame, I got nothing. Fuck her.
Okay, well said. Now, guys, we're getting into the good stuff now. The humiliation following the loss. As you see this picture right here, media with her and her boyfriend got a coat covering her face and wearing glasses and a hoodie. What made Ronda Rousey's loss so much worse was the fact that she couldn't have been any further from home at that point. Rousey was down under on the other side of the world in Australia. When you're feeling low, the last place you want to be is far from home. Most of us would go home, lock the door, and curl up in a ball for a minimum of 72 hours while sporting joggers, a hoodie, and eating endless amounts of ice cream, or in Ronda's case, some type of protein-filled Greek yogurt. As we said, that wasn't the case, and Rousey was forced to get on a brutal flight from Australia to California. When she arrived at the scene, the paparazzi were out in full force, but she was having none of it, covering her face the entire time. Leon, I'll start with you. Like I said, this picture, like I said, it's like, this loss will forever is a black mark on her life and on her soul. It's like, she can take a losing, but everybody's got to lose. Everybody's going to lose sometime, or
Like we win some and we lose some. Like I used to be in the Olympics like a couple times. Do I put on a fit like that when I lose? No. I walk away and get on with the next event. If I win at the next event, then I win at the next event. It's like no big fucking deal. So I don't see what the big deal is with this fucking bitch.
I think what it is, her agents and even her, I think her head got so big that when she lost, it's basically everything that she built came crashing down. Now, of course, she still has movie deals, so she's still a commodity there. So, but the thing is, I think what most people are going to remember, especially the people who don't like her, is that she's human and she lost. Now, I think sometimes there's a select few true athletes who win all the time and don't lose. They're the ones who are very humble, and they deserve to retire on top. But when but someone like Ronda Rousey who developed the attitude, like I said, the arrogance, the talk show, the Hollywood hype, because I think she got caught up in too much of the Hollywood hype and not enough training, in the fighting. You know what I mean? If it was me, I wouldn't get on some endorsements and commercials in Hollywood. I would just focus on the fighting and training. You know what I mean? And just stay grounded. But it is what it is. And Dark Horse. Oh, Dark Horse, your thoughts on this last picture? Her covering her face in the media.
I just think what a coward, I mean, you claim to be a champion, and almost every champion loses at some point. I think the signs of a real true champion is how you handle defeat. It's like maybe that Rocky movie. It's not how many times you get knocked down, but it's about getting back up. And the way she got back up was disgraceful. I mean, oh my God, just totally disgraceful. And like I said earlier, shows how mentally weak she really is. If you're a real true champion, a real true fighter, you get back up and you know what I mean? You get back in there. But to cover your face and hide from the media, come on now. You beat girls. She beat Kat Zingano pretty quick. She embarrassed several other fighters in her fights. And they didn't act like this, you know what I mean? Because they're real fighters. She's not a real true fighter. It just shows in defeat what you really truly are, and I think she's nothing but a damn coward.
Yeah, very well said. This next one, Dark Horse, you recognize very well. This is the meltdown on Ellen, where she contemplated suicide. It took some time, but Ronda Rousey finally opened up about the entire ordeal of her first loss with Ellen. Why Ellen? Because she's awesome and the greatest talk show host in the world. That's why. Ellen quickly went to the hard-hitting questions, discussing Rousey's emotions and feelings after suffering her first professional UFC defeat. Ronda began to say that she felt fatigued, having fought 3 matches in 9 months, which really is a pretty brutal task, especially when you consider all the work that goes into a match. Rousey was pretty emotional reliving the events as Ronda broke into tears describing the event that saw her in the corner, absolutely defeated following the fight, thinking, what am I anymore? Well, you're a human being. The thought of suicide even emerged into the mind of the former champ. Yeah, it really was that bad at one point. Ellen concluded the interview with some words of wisdom. Of course, Ellen, I love you. What am I anymore? Okay. Now, once again, right there, that's the mental breakdown of you got caught in your own hype and in this image of being invincible, and you forgot you're human. Nobody's invincible. And celebrities, athletes especially, seem to forget that. But, Leon, your thoughts?
I'm just gonna say this first. For them to come out there and say Ellen is the greatest talk show host of all in the world is fucking bullshit. If anyone's the greatest talk show host in the world, it's Steve Wilkos, not that stupid fucking bitch. Get it fucking right. And for her to come out there and say she wants to commit suicide, this, that, and the other fucking thing, it makes her look like a fucking pussy, a fucking coward, if you will.
Yeah, that is very weak because, of course, as you know, in the eyes of God, suicide is the greatest sin to take your own life. The thing is, with her image and all the young teenage girls that looked up to her, she should be mentally and physically stronger than that. Than being in tears. I mean, you're human. You're gonna lose. You know what I mean? But Dark Horse, your thoughts?
Well, that excuse about 3 fights in 9 months doesn't hold up because Conor McGregor has fought how many times within that same time frame? Probably about the same amount of times. And he's not, even when he lost to Nate Diaz, I don't remember all those excuses. He basically after the fight admitted he got defeated. He got back up to his feet. Was kind of professional about it. Immediately had the rematch. Didn't wait a damn year. He got back up, went back and trained, and come back and had another fight with Nate Diaz. Like I said, Ronda Rousey is a classic example of somebody that as long as she's winning, as long as she's on top, as long as everything's going her way, it's good. But the moment that something goes wrong, she breaks down and cries, and it's this whole, oh, look at me, I'm on a show with a bunch of women, and they should all, we're all going to cry and play the pity card. Just, it's the fight game. You got your ass kicked. That's the facts. Quit making excuses. Quit covering your damn face. Just basically quit with all the damn excuses. Accept defeat. Get back up. Get in the damn octagon. Get your ass kicked again, and fucking retire. I fully expect that the UFC's plans are for Ronda Rousey to beat what's her name again? This Nunes girl, Amanda Nunes. I fully expect their plans are for her to beat her and retire as the champion, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, and the thing is, if Rousey wants to win this fight, I would disassociate myself with all Hollywood connections, movies right now, and just train, and think about what happened last time you fought. Thing is, like I said, her own arrogance and her own hype, mentally in her own head is really what her downfall was. And like I said, it's her own fault. She didn't touch gloves, no sportsmanship, but of course, Ronda already has the reputation of not touching gloves in the first place. It's like, when she fights you, you're an enemy. So that being said, that of course in the long run backfired on her. But now, guys, these last 10 are the good stuff. Now look at this. Number 10, the middle finger. This has to be at a party. But apparently, they said this picture is from her younger days. I kind of wonder. But anyway, because she kind of looks the same. Naturally, any kind of role model wouldn't want a picture of them giving the middle finger to be easily accessible. But even though Ronda is definitely a role model to young women everywhere, she has a variety of pictures of her flipping the bird. One was at a weigh-in before her match with Misha Tate. One was in a picture at a party. And then we have the one you can see above. Rousey appears to be in a sauna looking to cut weight before a fight when she flips the bird to whoever might be taking this picture. She also looks significantly younger, so this could be from earlier in her MMA career, but it's still a picture that Ronda would prefer we never see. I don't know. I kind of wonder if this is from her younger days because she's still young now and looks the same. And from the eyes and the face, since this might be a party in a sauna, kind of wonder how many drinks she had. Leon, your thoughts?
Well, that's to be expected, especially women in their teenage years and early 20s, because they do stupid shit like that. So that picture isn't anything new. So that's to be expected, especially with women that go out partying, this, and that, and the other fucking thing.
All right, Dark Horse, your thoughts?
I've noticed that seems to be a common thing with women. Not just women, but a lot of pictures that I've seen, even recently, is a woman doing this, flipping people off. Like it's some cool thing. I don't think it looks cool. I think it's very unattractive, and she does look a good bit younger in the face, but maybe she just don't have any makeup on. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. No, I'm still wondering if
But
she's had if she's had any drinks. So you notice in the thing you see a pot there with a big old spoon in it. Kind of wonder what's in that, but I'll leave that to the
I
imagination.
think she's just trying to look tough in that picture.
Yeah, I'm thinking she also got. I'm thinking she has a good buzz going. But that's just opinion. Now here's one you might like, Dark Horse Leon. Look at this, the Dana White ass grab. Now look at this picture and take it in like Jericho. Drink it in, man. Now he's married. In the paragraph I read, he's over 50. He's married. And he has children. She has a boyfriend. If that left hand doesn't say "I hit this," I don't know what does. It's hard to figure out where to begin with this one. The two are very close. You got that right, I'll bet. And many in the media love to joke around when discussing Dana and his favoritism towards some fighters, and especially with Ronda. Well, this picture shows that they might be a little too close. You think? The two seem like they're having an innocent hug, but White's hand happens to slip a little too far down her waist. All jokes aside, Dana has a spouse along with 3 children. Excuse me, he's got 3 children, not 2. While Rousey is also happily in love with a fellow UFC fighter. Plus, Dana's old enough to be her father. Itching. Okay, age is just a number. Isn't that what they all say? Inching towards his 50s while Rousey hasn't even turned 30 yet. It seems more like a weird angle than anything, but it's still a funny pic. I wouldn't call nothing funny about that. I call that. I'm thinking Dana. I know Dana White's hitting that. Leon, what do you think?
He probably is, but it's probably not being reported.
Well, of course not. No, probably not.
I mean, why the fuck wouldn't they? I mean, who wouldn't hit that? I sure would if I was there.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, she's very attractive, yeah. But I'm talking about as far as professionally. I mean, he's the president of the UFC.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because this makes him look. And this is the picture I'm gonna tweet to Ronda too. After this show, Dark Horse, your thoughts?
I mean, that goes back to what I was going on about earlier. I mean, the way he markets Ronda Rousey as the biggest UFC star in history, which is a lie. Conor McGregor clearly draws more than Ronda Rousey does on pay-per-view. But even now, Dana White still tries to say, oh, Ronda Rousey's the bigger star. He hypes this girl up. Just the way he promotes her constantly going on. It's more than just a friendship. Clearly something's going on there. There's other pictures of them, I believe, in a limousine similar to that, where they're flirting and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's clear that she fucked her way to the top pretty much. Because before she was ever really a big star at all, she can't come into the UFC and he was already basically hyping her up. This is a man who said he would never do women's MMA, but then all of a sudden he sees Ronda Rousey and just like that, his mind changes,
Yeah, I bet it does.
So I think there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Dana White's he's tapping that ass. But anyway, wow, I tell you. And here's a good one too. This one's kind of funny too. Conor McGregor's in this picture, wandering eyes. In terms of awkward and creepiness, this picture takes the cake. There just seems to be so much happening that we don't even know where to begin. We'll start with the Rousey, who seems to be the center of attention in this picture, wearing a tightly fitted black dress along with some seductive lipstick and fantastic hair curls. It was all fine until Ronda decided to inch her hands towards her breasts. This caused a nice chuckle out of MMA star John Jones, who seems to be enjoying the view. Speaking of enjoying the view, the Conor McGregor seems to be getting in a look himself from a distance, fixing his glasses while getting a nice look at the curvaceous UFC star. Well, like I said, this picture right here, enough said, that is a very provocative dress for a former UFC champion. Leon, your thoughts?
I'll pass on that one because I already made my comments on the last one.
Okay. No,
Misha Tate wears tighter dresses than Ronda does. Why aren't we talking about Misha Tate here?
oh, welcome, Will, to the show. No, but Conor McGregor's face is priceless. I mean, the just the glasses.
He's checking out the hiney, baby. Wouldn't you? Shit, I would be.
Hey, Dark Horse, your thoughts?
Well, what about his right hand? They didn't even mention that, did they? Where is that right hand at?
No, he's in the distance. He's sitting down.
Grabbing something.
Yeah, no. He can grab something. Oh, we're talking about the black fellow. Yeah.
John Jones, yeah.
Yeah, he might. Oh, I see it. Yeah, he might be, or unless he's helping her with her seat. I don't know.
Oh, he helping her with her seat, all right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Conor McGregor's face is priceless.
I had to hop in real quick. I had to make a correction there. Dark Horse, you said that Conor out Ronda. That's not true. Actually, believe it or not.
What happened?
History. Like
What happened?
So
You cut out.
I'm sorry. Is it Ronda Rousey is the biggest draw in UFC history? Believe it or not, she's outdrawn Conor. She's outdrawn Brock. Actually, she's outdrawn them both combined, which is fucking amazing. But it's a fact.
I read only one of her pay-per-views drew 1 million. That's what I had saw. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that for a while, a lot of Brock's fights, 4 or so in a row, were drawing over 1 million. And I heard that Conor McGregor got the highest drawing, UFC pay-per-view in history. His first fight with Nate Diaz.
Yeah, I'm just thinking Ronda's drawing.
It might have changed, but she's definitely the highest paid fighter in the company.
Yeah, because I was reading about it, and they were saying that she wasn't on Lesnar's level. She wasn't on Conor's level. And I remember reading a while back, there was a fight she had. Do you remember? I don't know if you'll know, but Dan Henderson was on the same card, I believe. And I think Henderson was going to main event, but they switched it to Rousey, and they didn't even sell out. They didn't even sell out the arena. So
I'm thinking Ronda's a good draw, basically on her looks, because she's a fighter and she's a good marketing commodity in Hollywood. But hey, Will, you're welcome to stay if you want. Just so you know. But like I said, yeah, you know what? This guy's hand, a right hand, that also may what B. Connor's also looking at. He's saying, "Hey, man, good grab." But anyway, now the next one, alongside her ex-boyfriend. This is kind of interesting. Here's a picture. Ronda Rousey's pretty embarrassed to show her fans. This picture comes from her prior relationship with the UFC star Brendan Schaub, the one that Travis Brown knocked out. The two began dating in 2013. The relationship went strong until it ended in July of 2014. Rumor has it that his 10 wins and 5 loss record just wasn't enough to satisfy the former champ. Instead, she opted for a fighter with the same amount of losses, but with 8 more wins. We applaud Rousey for the tactical switcheroo. Of course, in all seriousness, Ronda had some terrible experiences in their relationships beforehand, according to her book. Well, she has a book out. I wonder if she wrote it. The ex-boyfriend basically took nudes of her without any type of consent. This caused Rousey to get physical with the dude, and she stormed out of his house, only to continue the assault in the car. The guy wouldn't get out. Fearing he would post the pictures, Ronda deleted everything he had. To make matters worse, this all transpired 2 weeks before a high-profile bout that saw Rousey take on Misha Tate. All right, Leon, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on that?
It doesn't really surprise me that it got physical a little bit, because that's how most relationships end up anyway in the modern world, so to speak. So it doesn't really surprise me.
All right, Dark Horse, your thoughts?
I don't think she's going to try to do that with Travis Brown. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's Ronda Rousey. I get it. She's But once again, that talk about Dana White saying she's going to beat up Floyd Mayweather in a straight up boxing fight, no, she's not. That would never happen. But I could easily see it. You can see she has a bad attitude when she was on The Ultimate Fighter with Misha Tate. I mean, she damn near broke down crying sometimes because she got so mad. So she clearly has a pretty shitty attitude. But
That's true.
yeah, as far as
Yeah.
the picture itself goes, I don't see what the problem would be. Everybody knows she used to date the guy. So I don't see a problem with the actual picture itself.
Yeah, no, it's just a media shot. Will, your thoughts?
Yeah, the obviously Ronda Rousey's a bigger star than Brandon Shaw, but they're both equally douchebags. So that relationship was doomed from the get-go. Shaw is like one of the biggest prima donnas mixed martial arts has ever seen. If you've ever listened to his podcast, you'd know what I'm talking about. He's just your typical high school jock asshole is what he is. So, yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
surprise me that relationship didn't, go as long as people expected it to. And I agree with Dark Horse. If she tried pulling that bullshit with Travis Brown would probably fucking punch a hole in her head.
Well said. It's kind of ironic how he's an asshole and she's a bitch and the relationship didn't work. I guess maybe, you can only be around somebody like yourself for so long. But anyway, now this picture, not
Two wrongs don't make a right, bro.
that's true, yeah. But they say misery loves company. But but that's another story for another time. Now here's a shot, not too bad. It's her and some friends on the beach with coconut drinks. Rousey is seen in this picture living it up with her coconut drink in Brazil, one of her favorite destinations in the world. As you can see in the picture, Rousey's body has transformed from last year as she is supporting a fantastic figure nowadays, which seems more Hollywood than UFC, to be quite frank. Either way, her body has always been terrific. Yes, I think it's time for her to retire. She's going to go for Hollywood. Of course, we know about the spread in maximum and maximum height, and also the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, which apparently she was nude but had a bikini painted on. So, Leon, your thoughts on that?
What can you say? Any woman who's on the beach is hot unless they're fat like a fucking pig, then that's a different fucking story.
There you go. Dark Horse, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot to comment on here. Yeah, it's a nice picture, I guess. I don't know what else to say, really.
Cool. Hey, Will, your thoughts? Is Will still here?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was doing
That's
something
cool, yeah.
else. Yeah, coconuts and women in bikinis, man. Good thing, as far as I can say. I don't know why she wouldn't want that photo to be seen. Seeing more of her coconuts would be a good thing, I think.
There you go. There you go. It's like this, Leon. She's attractive, but if you can just hit it and quit it, that's good. I wouldn't get involved with her because she seems like too much trouble.
Oh, trust me, I would hit that any day of the fucking week if I wanted to. Trust me.
Yeah, just tear it up and send her on her way because she seems like she's more trouble than she's worth, mentally and physically. Okay, and here's one. This is quotes. There's no amount of press that can save these girls from me. Once again, her arrogance. When you become untouchable, the media basically takes everything you say into account, secretly hoping that things go poorly and that these quotes can be used in a negative light. And well, for Ronda, this is exactly what happened. Following her loss to Holm, both Twitter and Instagram were absolutely buzzing, featuring pictures and tweets that were poking fun at Ronda's previous comments from just before the fight and other things she had said in the past that fed her ego. This one in particular was showcased and met with some serious ridicule. This is surely something Ronda and her fans want to forget about. It'll be interesting to see what approach she uses heading into her next fight. Will she be humble, or will it be the same overly aggressive WWE style Ronda? You notice how they mentioned WWE? That's twice. What do you guys think? Speaking of the WWE, Dark Horse, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, she was supposed to go work with the WWE, but I think Dana White put her into that. I mean, I could clearly see her working for WWE, and like I say, the Divas division right now, they seriously lack a big star in the women's division. So maybe Ronda Rousey would be something she could do. As far as the quote about the media, she in the picture earlier, she damn sure was hiding from the media. So I mean, that's clear. It's just overall, this is clearly an example of a woman. Once again, that got a big head, got a big ego, just didn't know how to handle it when she got her ass kicked, and that's basically sums up Ronda Rousey to me. I know Will might disagree, but I really do think Ronda Rousey was overrated.
Okay. Will, your thoughts?
Yes, I don't see her being humble. I think it's part of her game plan to get inside her opponent's head, much like Conor McGregor does. No, I don't totally disagree with you, Dark Horse, on the overrated thing. I think the entire women's bantamweight division is overrated. I think that's why you see the belt, pretty much being played in a game of hot potato. Like, one chick will have it for a month. As soon as she defends it, she loses it to the next opponent. I just think that's how overrated that division is. That being said, though, I will say this. If Ronda Rousey had any type of wrestling skill, I mean Olympic wrestling, where she could shoot a double leg, she'd have destroyed Holly Holm, and she'd probably still be the champ right now. But, that being, she's going to go into this fight with Amanda Nunes. I expect her to win. I think Amanda Nunes is a steroid user, just like pretty much every other female fighter from Brazil. I have a huge vendetta against those supposed females. I doubt that half of them are females. So real females like Ronda and Nisha.
Can you hear him?
Yeah, he's fading. Hey, Will, your voice is fading.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, yeah. I had my what was the last thing you heard?
Something about Amanda Nunes and steroid use.
Yeah, the Brazilian fighters. I have a bias against them. I don't like them. I think if they're not on the juice, then they're transgenders. I mean, just look at them. They're the most grotesque fighters in mixed martial arts history, especially Cyborg. If anybody thinks Cyborg is a fucking woman, naturally born woman, is sadly mistaken. That is a motherfucking man. Yeah.
Cyborg.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there because Cyborg does look kind of rough. She looks too rough
There's
to me.
pictures from earlier, probably before she really got on the steroids, where she does look more, more like a woman. But that's what steroids will do to you,
That's for sure. Okay, the next one. Spending time with friends. Dark Horse, Leon, Will, look at this picture. Now, this picture, once again, like Jericho, drink it in, man. This kind of worries me.
Now we're talking. The only thing missing is Gina Carano.
There you go. Okay. First, let's point out that it's perfectly fine for Ronda Rousey to be with whoever she wants. And while she's only publicly dated males, if she wanted to date girls, we definitely be supportive of that life choice. Dark Horse, maybe that's why she was on Ellen DeGeneres. Maybe Ellen DeGeneres has a thing for her. What do you think? Okay, the reason we think Ronda doesn't want fans to see this photo is because most people would rather have their intimate moments remain private. Once again, put away the phones and the tripods. Even if this was just a joke from a fun night with a bunch of friends, though she needs better friends if they're posting this picture online. And far from a romantic endeavor. The fact remains that Ronda Rousey likely wants this picture to remain in the depth of the internet, far away from the eyes of her fans. Well, if it's in the depth of the internet, it's going to be discovered. So it should be on the internet, and Ronda Rousey ought to know that. So, but yeah, you got a girl undoing her pants with her teeth. Okay, now I can only imagine how many drinks she had that night. And if you notice Ronda's big smile across her face, she's enjoying it because she doesn't seem to be pushing him off, and she's got her arms back. So, Leon, your thoughts?
And I'm just going to address this one thing. Ronda, there's something called Google. Once Google gets an image, it's up there until the end of time. So there's nothing you can really do about that, really. And as far as the girl on her is concerned, if she wants to go lesbo, then by all means, go for it because my one cousin is a lesbian, and I support her 100%.
All right, Dark Horse, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, this is the best picture so far, by far. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's really like maybe they're just. I mean, I don't know if she's really did anything with this girl. But I'm not going to complain about the picture for sure. You know, I don't like Ronda Rousey's attitude. I don't like her as a fighter. But I mean, I can't say she's ugly. You know, I think she's somewhat attractive, and you know what I mean. So,
Of course, yeah. I mean,
I have nothing bad to say about the picture, to be honest.
of course, yeah. I mean, the picture leaves everything to the imagination. I think somebody took a snapshot.
And I don't know if she'd be ashamed of it. I mean, I don't know because you know what I mean. It looks like they're just having fun. So I don't know if she would be ashamed of it or not.
That's true. I'm thinking if it's picture she don't want anybody to see due to her reputation and endorsements and sponsors, you know, because she's got that little young women look up to her. So, you know, young girls' parents who see this picture are going to,
but in today's society, that's acceptable, you know.
True. I'm just talking about, you know, the image though, because remember Bill Cosby's image? Look what happened to him. You know,
they painted him as a rapist.
Yeah, that's true. Will, your thoughts?
This one just made the list of lubricant, bro.
Yeah, no, as you said, all it's missing is Gina Carano. Yeah, that'd be nice. Well, my thoughts personally, ULA, UFC lesbian action.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, and like I said, she's got her buckle in her teeth. I mean, something had to have gone down after that picture was snapped. After that picture was snapped, you know what I mean? But
Who knows? There may be a video floating around.
Now that comes out, oh boy, I think Ronda Rousey will get more popular than ever. But here's one not too bad, and this is from a talk show that I actually saw. You guys remember this? This is actually the night before the fight, where when the host showed her the picture of Holly Holm saying, "Yeah, she's a nice girl. She's a nice girl that's going to lose." This was called freeze frame. In this day and age, people are consistently PBRing shows so they can pause the content they're watching at any time and come back to it whenever they feel like it. With that, you get pictures like this, where Ronda Rousey is caught giving, this is from Jimmy Fallon's show, the stink eye, entirely jokingly, while appearing as a guest on the Tonight Show. While this is one of the more humorous entries on the list, with a little lack story behind it and just a funny image to go off, it's still one of the least flattering pictures of the normally absolutely gorgeous Ronda Rousey. Honestly, watch the interview and you'll wonder where this still could have possibly come from, as she looks stunning throughout with an incredible makeup job and a dress that leaves very little to the imagination. Leon, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on this look, or this, they call it the stink eye.
No comment. I've seen better looks than that.
Hey, Dark Horse, your thoughts?
I mean, it's just a freeze frame, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anybody could freeze frame anybody, you know, the most attractive person in the world, and have a bad look on their face. So, I mean, I think people are just digging deep here to find something, you know. And how the fuck do we go from the picture we just saw to this picture right here? I don't know.
Yeah, I know that was next on the list.
I guess that's probably a picture she doesn't want floating around for sure.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, she probably wouldn't want this in the one where she's hiding her face.
Mm-hmm. Will, your thoughts?
Disregarding the stupid look on her face, I want to talk about something different pertaining to the picture. The right here on this show was the beginning of the downfall of Ronda Rousey. It's shows like that, celebrity status type shows like the Tonight Show and shit like that. When you start becoming too full of your own shit, it's when you're bound to fucking hit a road bump in the, you know what I mean? A speed bump in the road. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what fucked this chick. It was because of celebrities and talk show hosts that inflated her fucking ego even more than it already was. That caused her to get her fucking teeth smashed out of her mouth, and all kinds of other shit happened to her. Hopefully she learned a lesson.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. And a speed bump was, what the name was, Holly Holm. But of course, if she hadn't learned, you know, they say those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Let's just hope, you know, she gets back to her roots and back to basics. Weird health ad. I remember this. Now, fighters and athletes are always, when they train, they eat nutritiously diet. They eat a very nutritious diet, of course. Special food, drink protein. Why would you make a commercial for a sandwich full of fat, cholesterol, and I mean cheese and bread, and you're taking a huge bite of it? This one didn't make sense at all. I mean, and this is a good picture to make the list because she's campaigning for a food that she wouldn't touch, especially being an athlete in training. Hey, Leon, what are your thoughts?
I've seen similar ads to that one. So Carlos Jr. has ways of manipulating certain celebrities to do commercials for them, which I find very fucking pathetic. In my opinion, that's more of a corporate maneuver, if anything.
Yeah, of course it was probably plenty of money in her pocket. Dark Horse, your thoughts?
I mean, she got paid a shitload of money to do it, so I highly doubt she's going to regret it. But I mean, yeah, those Hardy commercials where they do that and then the juice is dripping down their face. I think it's just fucking. I don't like it, to be honest. I think it's disgusting. So
yeah,
same here. I agree with Dark Horse.
Yeah. Hey, Will, your thoughts?
But yeah, I mean, I think they paid her a good amount of money to do the commercial, so she got what she wanted. She probably just doesn't give a fuck, to be honest, about the picture.
True. Hey, Will, your thoughts?
I'm fairly certain that she didn't eat the burger anyway. The burgers that they use in commercials, they don't even fully cook them. That's why they come off looking so juicy and nice and everything. It's actually like fucking blood coming out of the fucking burger. They just change the look of it with food coloring and what have you. So pretty sure she didn't eat it. And yeah, like everybody else said, I'm sure she got paid so much money that she didn't give a fuck even if she did eat the goddamn burger.
Yeah, that's true. And the way she takes it. Oh, no, go ahead, Dark Horse.
I was going to say, judging by her last fight, it looked like she ate quite a few burgers, but, it is what it is.
That's true. But the way she takes it in her mouth, boy, I kind of wonder how that she opens up for Dana White. But, that's another story. Anyway. And, oh, yeah, here we go. Number one picture on the list, Ronda Gone Wild. The guys, look at this and take it in. And you know what? That's orange juice with vodka. For her fans and the youngsters that look up to the UFC star, this picture is pretty shocking. The picture shows Ronda drinking what appears to be vodka with orange juice. Honestly, we have no clue. While her buddy enjoys some fun as well, whatever that is she's got in her mouth. Ronda didn't really have a difficult childhood, but made some interesting decisions. She dropped out of high school, earned a GED.
Blake, I hate to interrupt you with it. I know exactly what that is. That is a hookah pipe.
Uh-oh. And I can only imagine what she's smoking on then. Oh boy. She was only 22 when this picture was taken. Fast forward to the present, and perhaps not even Rousey could have predicted such a legacy before she hit her 30s. Fans wait in anticipation for her next clash, which will certainly be one of the most watched bouts in MMA history. Leon, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this last picture?
Of what Ronda is doing with her vodka, I do with my Red's Apple Ale because I put lemon juice in it because it has like a strong taste to it, and I don't even want to know what's in that hookah pot, to be honest with you. And quite frankly, I don't give a fuck.
I tell you, Dark Horse, your thoughts?
I mean, for me, I'm not the partying kind or anything like that. So I mean, I just don't care for that kind of scene. But I mean, I could see how it would turn people off. You know what I mean, as far as that goes. But I mean, she's just the kind of girl, she likes to party, she likes to have fun, and so I don't judge her for that.
And Will, your thoughts?
Booze and pot, ain't nothing wrong with it.
There you go, folks. Well, all right then. Everyone watching, hope you enjoyed this show of Ronda Rousey's 18 most shocking picks and unusual moments. Guys, any final thoughts? The Dark Horse, I'll start with you.
I think that her fight with Amanda Nunes, I don't think it's going to draw the way they think it is. I definitely don't think it's going to top Conor McGregor's fight with Nate Diaz. You know what I'm saying? I think she's overrated as far as her star power in the UFC. You know, sure, she's got these movies she stars in. She's been in movies with The Rock and all this stuff. But as far as, you know, saying she's the biggest UFC star ever, I don't see that. I just don't see it. I mean, unless what he's trying to do is combine everything, but still, I don't know that's to be the truth. I think they've overhyped her for so long, and they still continue to do it. And I think part of overhyping her is calling her the biggest star in UFC history. But that's just my opinion.
Okay, Leon, your thoughts?
In my honest opinion, I don't know why they're still trying to overhype this bitch, because when she pulled that suicide shit on Ellen, 50% of her fan base start to diminish, including myself. And it's going to continue to diminish if Dan White keeps doing this overhyped shit like he was doing in the past. It ain't going to fucking work this time.
Cool, there you go. Well said. Will, your final thoughts?
Holly Holm took away her aura of invincibility, so now no one's intimidated by her. I do see her winning this next fight in the first round. If she doesn't, and this fight does go into the second round, she's done for, and that'll be the end of her career.
Cool. Oh, Will, also, one last thing. I told Leon Dark Horse this. There's a video on C-Scoops of Dana White saying this or one of her last fights will be her last fight, and she might retire. And then a video below it is of Stephanie McMahon being caught by a TMZ reporter. She WWE definitely wants to recruit her after she retires from UFC. So now here's the thing, Dark Horse, with her in WWE. Yeah, she can probably work there, but with her ego and attitude, I wouldn't see her lasting long. And also, I would suggest if she does come to WWE, I would suggest Nikki Bella and all the boyfriends are dating, watch their back, because I can see her. No, I mean, I can see her pushing up on John Cena.
Come on now, you just mentioned John Cena, and you talk about ego and attitude. I mean, this dude was on top for how many years? I mean, at this point, they're desperate for stars in the WWE, so I think that they would be forced to put up with ego and attitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking Ronda will cause more drama back there than she's worth. That's just my opinion.
I mean, like I said, I don't think she's the star that they claim her to be, but I think she's a hell of a way bigger star than any diva in the WWE, for sure. You know?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, athletically, and of course, she can actually fight. I'm just talking about emotionally and personally. You know, I don't. It's basically, you know, what problems it can cause if Ronda Rousey decides to push up on certain stars. You know what I mean? Might step on some toes.
One more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing. This isn't really related, but I know Will might have something to say about it. But apparently, Cyborg went to Ronda's gym and was trying to call her out, you know, in her own gym, and everybody's saying how disrespectful that was. But you know,
I made a video on that.
Yeah, I think that's maybe where I heard it from. But the way I look at it is Ronda Rousey was calling Cyborg out years ago. If you're going to call somebody out and you're in the fight game and you have the ability to fight them, you should fight them. You know, when you call somebody out the way Ronda called Cyborg out, and then you basically use, I'm the 135-pound champion, yada, yada, yada. It seems very weak to me, and like she's ducking her. I think that fight should happen. It's a fight a lot of fans want to see. And just a fight I want to see, to be honest. I think that would be a good last fight for her to send her packing, you know, to send her on her way out and knock the fuck out again, probably in the first round. But that's a fight I definitely want to see. And I don't think there's anything wrong with her going to the gym, her gym, to try to get the fight, because this is a fight a lot of people want to see, like I said, and it could very well draw very big for the UFC. I mean, I don't think there's any denying that, but that's my thoughts on it.
Cyborg should have made weight a long time ago if she really wanted to fight her. She should have got off the juice, and then they would have had their fight already. That's the way I see it. And it's at this point, she's so roided up that it's not even a female anymore. Just my opinion.
Well,
so it's man versus woman, and that's unfair.
You're probably right. Now, Ronda's not the champion, Will.
But
so go ahead, Darkles.
Well, I was going to say they were talking how she could beat any man on the planet anyway. So what would it hurt? You know, what would it hurt to put her in there with Cyborg?
That's a good point. Yeah,
you know? I don't think she's going to beat Cyborg. I mean, sorry, Cyborg. You got me calling her Cyborg now, damn it. But I don't think she's going to beat Cyborg. I don't think so.
Yeah, if you talk shit about fighting Floyd Mayweather, might as well fight Cyborg, and that's the closest. That's the closest to a man as you're going to fight. So, but anyway, Ronda isn't even the champion no more. So I don't see where the weight, really matters.
Oh, and if she were to fight Mayweather, it wouldn't even freaking happen because Mayweather's a fucking bitch anyway.
Yeah, he might go running scared. Yeah.
Yeah, like look at that match that he had with Big Show at one of WrestleManias a couple years ago. He was avoiding the motherfucker during the entire fucking match. And 9 times out of 10 tells me if him and Ronda were a fight, he'd be running for his fucking life, hands down. No
Then she'd
bullshit.
gas out and he'd knock her the fuck out.
That's true. Well, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Do you guys want to plug your channels before we go?
I guess I'll go first since no one else is volunteering. You can subscribe to the Scorpion Death Drop my channel, and you can also follow me on my Twitter, antifeminism98.
All right, Will, you want to plug your channel?
Will's World Entertainment, and I'm not racist.
Cool. A Dark Horse. A Dark Horse, you want to plug your channel?
Yeah, Stage Danielson. That's it. My dogs won't shut the fuck up.
Robbie Battle, stop using sock accounts. Just use your original one, bro. You got too many now. Stop trying to troll.
Okay, I'm the Professor Malik. You can subscribe to me, Malik X. I'm gonna put the links to everybody's channel in the description. Have a good night. Peace, and we out.